Hi everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of I Read It Online Somewhere. This week's episode is a compilation from I Read It Online Somewhere Season 1. That's right, we plan to have more than one. So in preparation for the next, we thought we'd bring you some of our favourite moments from the show. We hope you enjoy them, and look forward to teaching you more about science again soon. Enjoy! Welcome to I Read It Online Somewhere, your science questions answered.
Welcome to episode 21 of I Read It Online Somewhere, your first port of call for the weird science questions you're too scared to ask, like, why doesn't coffee come in coffee bags? I'm Ross and I'm a science teacher, and I'm joined by my science teacher friend Andrew.
Hi.
And the science teacher's worst nightmare, Amy.
Hey.
It's Christmas! Let's go!
Not Christmas for them too.
Not quite yet, yeah.
Well done, you read the script.
Was that a test?
I just feel like we're there already. Everyone's got their lights up. Everyone's put their lights up in November. Everyone's running out of Elf on the Shelf ideas. Obviously, everyone just goes too big too early. You've already got the whole cast of like The Lion King out, and you've still got 10 days to go till Christmas.
The Lion King.
Well, I don't know, toys. You know, people get all their toys out.
Ross just remembering his childhood from 1995.
Yeah, what's happened? Are you okay?
Like there's newer toys now.
Okay, so Bing, the whole cast of Bing are out.
What's Bing?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, you've never lived. There's a panda in it that just takes his trousers off.
Don't even ask.
So this isn't actually a Christmas episode. We're going to do our Christmas episode next week. We'll discuss all the science of Christmas. If you've got any input to that, please get in touch on Instagram, Facebook, or any other social media that
Ross is like,
I've forgotten them all.
what are the social medias?
Right, again.
Or you can email us.
Doing them and you've still forgotten what they are.
Or you can email us at ireaditos@gmail.com. Okay, and you can find us on all social media at ireaditos. Also, please follow, subscribe. I'm trying to get all these right. I should really just read my script. Review, that's the other thing, yeah.
Listen.
And the last call to arms is please...
And make us your other half.
No, just tell...
Be in an open relationship with us.
Avoid.
And put us in your top 8.
Was that a Bieber reference?
What is that?
That was actually a MySpace reference.
Oh, Bieber was like a top 16.
Bieber was top 16.
Oh,
MySpace
right,
was top
so...
8.
Talking about...
Wait, last call to arms. Please tell someone else about us so that Podbean can start paying us when we get enough money. Enough people. Thank you. Right, what were you saying, Andrew?
Right, well, what I was going to say
Merry
is
Christmas.
like, the number of people that have said to me like this week, oh, you were my top podcast in the... Right, now, I don't really have Spotify, but is it...
Oh, Spotify
is it Wrapped?
2020, yeah.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
that what it's called? Wrapped. So, like, we
Spotify
were people's top podcast in their 2020 Wrapped thing.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, we got quite a few. Science fact of the week.
The science fact of the week.
Science fact of the week.
Okay, so I've got a fact this week,
Okay, good, because I don't.
but I'm gonna put it as a question. What is the fastest thing? Oh, sorry. Yeah. What is the
Cheetah.
fastest thing in the animal kingdom?
Oh, because you said thing, it's like, it'll be like a leaf that comes off a tree.
Yeah. Is it a plant?
It is not a plant. No.
Oh.
So we all think it like cheetahs, like the classic answer.
Have
Cheetahs,
you...
classic answer. There
have
are
you
faster animals
cheated
than
us?
cheetahs, though. No, what are the faster animals than cheetahs, guys?
Last
I
week it was
dunno.
fish puns.
You just get told that cheetahs are the fastest animal.
The fastest land animal.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on.
So we've got sea and air.
Is it the fastest thing that's moving, or just the fastest thing in the animal kingdom?
I want the fastest thing in the animal kingdom.
Is it the snappy thing of a lobster?
Oh, it used to be.
The what do you call it? The
Pincers.
The pincers of the
Yeah.
mantis shrimp is what you're thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, well, now we have a new one.
Oh.
We should state that the fastest thing in the air is the peregrine falcon doing a dive, and the fastest thing in sea is a blue marlin.
Niche.
Oh.
I don't know what they are.
Fish.
I think they look cool.
Back to
Yeah.
fish puns.
Back to
Back to
fish
fish
puns.
But yeah, no, the fastest thing. So it used to be the fastest thing recorded was the mantis shrimp like basically clapping its hands together.
Yeah,
Or
was that?
clapping one
I
hand
think it
together.
used to stun like its prey or something like
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
it
Sounds
could,
like a Pokemon move.
so basically it can move the water so fast that it created like an air bubble that would sort of stun the prey, and then
Yeah.
it could go and eat it.
Mantis, use
So-
sonic boom.
Yeah.
It had no effect.
So the new fastest thing is I want to get this right. Vampire ant might be a Dracula ant. I'm gonna check. I'm pretty sure it's a Dracula ant.
Oh.
And its bite is faster than the mantis shrimp thing.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and the way the Dracula ant survives is it lives in caves and it eats the blood from its own larva. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
Bit weird.
that is a
Yeah,
bit weird.
So,
So wait,
they don't really know why it has this incredibly fast bite, but it does have the fastest bite. They managed to sort of get a slow-mo recording of it, but it's got this incredibly fast bite, and it basically does it like how you click your fingers. You know, you like sort of build up pressure with your muscles, and then you release it to click your fingers. So
oh,
it's basically doing that with its what the bits that stick out. I'm going to call mandibles, but I'm not sure that's the right word.
mandibles is right.
Oh, hello.
Look at me go!
Hello, higher biology.
So it basically sort of puts them together, and then pushes together, and then they like click past each other,
Ah,
and that it's incredibly fast.
Nice. That's
Doesn't
like...
help them with biting their young, but
that is
they'll go. Right, there we go.
that is
Good
cool.
fact.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So we're going to go to the things we read online this week, and we're going to start off with Andrew.
Hello. So
What did you read online this week?
I also have a question for you guys.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Is
I feel like I've just cheated and got two stories. Sorry, but we'll just go.
Yeah, I think you
it was
did
supposed to be
well,
a
but
quick,
anyway.
quick.
it's all right. It's all right. But I do kind of also really hope that you don't know the answer, because then I'm like, oh. So if you do, pretend you don't.
We'll pretend we
Um,
don't.
But guys, why do you know why pens have holes in the top?
Yeah, I think so, but I bet you I'm wrong.
I think so, but I think that's maybe wrong as well.
Is
So
it just...
I would say so. If a toddler swallows it, they can keep breathing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, I have no idea.
Andrew, like everyone knows that story. Like that's you get taught that in school.
I didn't.
Like I was thinking, oh,
I was just there swallowing pen lids.
I was thinking, oh, it must be something
Yeah,
else.
something different, yeah.
But everyone just gets told that at school. Like, unless you got told that when I was about 8.
Andrew looks so upset.
Andrew is
Everyone.
so upset. Do you want to redo that? No, tell us why. Is it to see the tip of a pen through the lid? Like, why else would there be a hole?
To let the pen breathe and dry out,
So you can pretend you're smoking a cigarette?
I'm gonna find a new story.
just so you can whistle really annoyingly in class.
Was there a story behind this, or were you just
No,
gonna tell us?
I was literally gonna tell you.
Could we switch that to the fact and take Ross's 10-minute spider story?
No,
There's no
I'm gonna
spiders.
find something else. I'm gonna find something else. I feel.
Okay,
I
thanks Andrew for your science fact of the week.
I feel
that
like I was
everybody
like
knew.
everybody knew this, and I'm like, oh okay, cool.
Do you know what? I'll do a poll on our Instagram, and we'll see how many people.
Yeah,
know that.
I want vindication that some people didn't know this.
We'll do a poll. I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
Okay,
Fake
moving
news.
on. So my story is next.
Oh, Amy.
So I'll
Right.
ask you both. If I was to offer you the choice of a glass of wine, and I said you can have got one that's white wine, say really expensive. I've got one that's quite cheap. Andrew's laughing because he's obviously read the story.
I didn't click on it, but I saw it in my list of stories that I was going to look
Did
at
you?
today.
We must look at the same newspaper. But what would you choose?
Wait, we didn't get a choice. What
A
choice
really
Oh,
expensive
sorry.
one or a cheap one? If I offered you both, you weren't paying for them.
I don't have to pay for them.
But I said to you, which one would you prefer? I've got a cheap one. That's all I said.
I'd probably take the expensive one just so I could tell people, like, in the future that I've had this really expensive bottle of wine. And it's just lovely in the nose.
Well, they're giving you a glass. It's expensive.
Well,
Andrew?
I don't drink wine, so the cheap one's fine for me because it all tastes the same.
Okay, fair. So,
It's all about the bragging rights.
so there is psychologists that did a test, and they got, I think it was like 140 people, to they put 6 wines in front of them and they changed the price. So like there was a really cheap one, but they pretended it was really expensive, for half the people, and then the other half it was the real price, and everyone just said that the more expensive wine tastes nicer, even though
Wow.
it probably didn't actually taste nicer. So it's just in your head that you think this needs to taste nice because it's expensive. But actually, things like
That's quite
wine and whiskey
interesting.
are really are kind of like up to you if you like that taste or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, I don't have much experience with wine, but I've got a bit more with whiskey. But there's definitely a thing of if you know how expensive the whiskey is, you go, oh, this is a lovely little dram here.
Even if it's not lovely, it's only expensive though.
Still
if
burns
it's,
on the way down.
the older it is, the expensive, but it doesn't mean it tastes nicer.
Yeah. Actually, some of the really old ones don't taste very nice.
But that's just because they hardly have any bottles. Like a 50-year-old, you probably get like a fifth of the bottles or something.
Yeah, so the older whiskey is, the more you lose to the angel share every year, so the less actual whiskey you get out.
That is my favourite thing. I love that.
Alright, okay, so let's move on to the big stories of this week. So I thought the biggest story of the week was something I read today. I don't know, you might agree with me, you might not.
Probably not.
That humans have now made more stuff than all the biomass of like plants and animals on Earth.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And what are they making? Petrol?
What?
What do the plants make? They make like
The
oil.
biomass, no, like a tree. Let's say a tree weighs 100 kilograms. That's the mass of that, the biomass
Not
of
that big a tree.
I don't know how heavy is a tree.
What? How big is the tree? This
Depends
is
on
like
the tree. Yeah, that's a that's a crazy question.
I've never thought of weights of trees before. You don't really pick them up, do you? As a tree.
Yeah,
Well, this is
they
like
could be completely hollow.
yeah. Well, this is like a bit like, call back to last week when you were saying like touching plastic is like touching glass. This is like how big is a star? It can depend. It depends on the star.
Yeah.
Very philosophical, guys.
Well, no, it depends on the mass of the star.
Okay, so basically plants.
So there's now more like cement, metal, like things that humans have made. There's more of that now than there is all mass of all living things.
Right.
Which is, I think, a bit
quite big,
a bit scary. Yeah, think of all the tree, like all the forests and all that stuff. There's now
We're
more.
chopping them all down though to build things.
Well, yeah, it's part of the problem, and we're building stuff. So that there's now more human-made stuff on Earth than there is natural.
Does that mean anything, or is it just like, oh, that's cool?
Well, it's not cool, I would say. It means we're now an urban planet instead of a natural planet.
Oh.
So the cities are taking over.
We're now like an IKEA instead of like an independent store.
Yeah,
That's quite a good analogy. Yeah.
I was
Thanks,
about to say that's not a good analogy.
Oh, no,
Okay.
that's a good analogy. Yeah.
Or like a Starbucks rather than like your independent coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm saying it.
Okay,
Cool.
that's a reasonable way to say it.
That's interesting.
Andrew, you've also written here China, Sun, Earth.
What?
Okay, that's not what I wrote. What I wrote was China Sun Power Reactor? Question
Okay,
mark.
sorry. Question.
So, so yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but
No.
China turned on their hold on, based on Ross's joke last week, they turned on their fusion reactor.
Oh, fusion. Okay.
Oh.
Right.
So what's the difference between fusion and fission?
So fission.
One was in the Avengers.
Oh no.
One's Iron
Two
Man's
did there.
friend.
No,
Is that not what he's called?
Vision.
What is this?
Fission with an F.
Okay, it's like him when he goes swimming. Turns into a fish.
Oh no.
Oh,
My
dear.
gin is kicking it.
Alright, Andrew, can you... do you know the difference between fusion and fission?
Yeah. So, well, in the simplest way, fission is splitting of particles. Fusion is putting two particles together to make one.
Yeah, let's use nuclei instead of particles. But yeah, all good.
That's like a brain of a cell? Nucleus, no?
No.
That,
All of the analogies today. This is good.
No, that's
a
what
nucleus.
I was taught.
Yeah, a nucleus is a
brain of a cell.
Yeah.
That's what I was taught at school.
There's also a nucleus in an atom, which is where the protons and neutrons are.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were saying like. Oh, I see what you've done.
Yeah, no. It's the same word for both, which is confusing. Which reminds me of we got people to draw an atom in a test, and to label the nucleus, and someone drew a plant cell.
Yes, biology wins. Just saying.
Oh, so there's two different things.
Yes, two different things.
Well, you can see where I came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably comes from some sort of Greek or Latin, meaning like the centre of stuff, because they're
That's
center.
fair.
But let's get the word right. Entomology? No, that's those.
Oh, is that the
bugs.
butterflies?
Oh, we're back here again.
Etymology. Etymology. There's
we
no
need
end.
we need Rab. You'll put us right.
So
Etymology
I just
yes.
I thought it was really cool because it's like it's kind of the source, like it's a source of like massive amounts of power, and it's what powers the sun, isn't it? So it's kind of I just thought it was really cool. Although I'm quite sure Spider-Man 2 was all about how that's a bad thing. But
No, fusion reactors should be good because with a fusion reactor, so the problem we got with fission reactors is that they use uranium, which is radioactive, and they break it down into other radioactive isotopes that are then radioactive waste. And for some of it, you can recycle some of it, but some of it just gets buried like radioactive waste. Whereas fusion, it'll mainly be done with hydrogen, which you can get from water. And you can fuse that together to get helium, and we're running out of helium anyway. So
stop buying balloons.
Yeah, stop buying balloons.
Ross gave out to me for wanting to get a balloon for Harris's birthday.
Yeah, let's save all the heliums for like the CT scanners and things like that, please.
How do we just run out of helium? Like, where's it going?
So the problem is helium's so light that it rises up in the atmosphere and then just drifts off into space because it's at the top of the atmosphere. Andrew's just like grinning.
Air.
What are you doing? So we got our bed picked up the other day. We paid £15 to get our bed picked up. Our old bed, we're throwing it.
Yeah. It's not like
just leave it.
They just have people around the house just lifting it up. There you go.
it's better for your back to sleep on the ground.
We're living the limit, the minimalist lifestyle. No beds.
Yeah, it's just a straw mat.
It does not bring me joy.
Is that Maria Kondo?
Yeah. Do you know what? I couldn't remember her name, and I was like, it's not even bring me joy. Is it not spark joy? My bed does not spark joy.
So we paid £15 for our mattress to be picked up. So my question to you is, how much would you pay for something that's 82 kilograms to be thrown out?
What? Like that you don't want anymore? Like a bed? How do you know it was 82 kilograms?
No, not the bed. So something is being thrown out.
Ah, right.
It's 82 kilograms. How much do you think it's costing to throw this thing out? I've not told you what the thing is.
Is
yet.
this just a funeral, but a different way to say a funeral? Or like, are you bringing up the topic of euthanasia?
No, it's an object, not a person.
Is it one object or is it like many objects?
No, it is one object. 82 kilogram, one object.
Can we get another clue? Is it like something that you would tend to have in your house?
No.
Can we see it? Oh wait, hold on. Sorry.
No.
But it weighs 82. I can't see it, but it weighs 82 kilograms.
Yes.
What?
So where is it?
In the sea.
Nope.
In the sky.
Yep.
Oh.
A plane.
No, 82 kilograms.
A bird.
No, it's the...
Wait, let Andrew guess.
Okay, yeah.
Go, Andrew. It's not a plane or a bird. There's a clue, but it's in the sky.
Superman?
Imagine an 82 kilogram bird.
Oh yeah.
What, an albatross?
Again, imagine 82 kilograms. That's,
yeah, I
was going to say that's a way of me.
Pterodactyl.
Yeah, pterodactyl would be. The old pterosaurs would be. Spelled with a P first. One of my favourite things.
It's silent.
It is. There's a joke about
the toilet and yeah. Okay, go on.
So, there's a European Space Agency rocket that launched in 2011, and we were talking earlier about this. So it's quite interesting.
Oh yeah, why did we not think about like NASA and stuff?
So part of the rocket is orbiting the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh.
So it's orbiting in space. However, this is
and
now...
our Edinburgh Council picking it up for £20.
They're not picking up for £20. They're
bargain.
picking up for a considerable amount more. So it's going to cost $100 million to basically destroy this old bit of rocket.
Why do they need to destroy it?
Well, good question. So the reason
is this
is this
the one that's going to hit something else?
And no, it's not planned to hit something else, but it could hit something else. So that's the problem with it. Is it's orbiting quite low, and anything that we send up there, basically to orbit around the Earth, it has to be moving pretty fast. So anything that we send up there, this has a chance of destroying. So what we need to do is, and this is going to be a big problem in the future for traveling into space, is there's so much space junk orbiting the Earth that's not actually doing anything. So defunct satellites.
Yeah.
When they were put up there, they weren't designed like they should kill themselves. Like they should re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, burn up, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But when they were designed, like in the 60s and 70s, that wasn't a thought about.
They weren't big on recycling then.
Yeah,
were
they weren't big on recycling, and they weren't thinking about the future of space travel.
No green bin where you can just chuck all your recycling in, which was the best thing ever when we moved house.
So yeah, so there's all this junk orbiting around. It's basically, if you send a satellite up there, this junk could hit it at speeds of like 1,000 meters per second. It's the sort of speed they're orbiting around at, and obviously basically sort of rip it to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So you could send up a satellite that's worth millions of pounds and it just gets destroyed by an old satellite. So basically, there's going to be a big effort in the coming years to try and clear up the
Space junk.
space junk.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
So this thing's been sent up. It's going to cost 100 million to send it up. It's basically got a big claw on it, and the claw is going to grab this old part of the rocket, and then both the claw and the rocket that it's grabbing will then go down into the Earth's atmosphere and burn up in the atmosphere.
Ah.
So yeah, so we just basically need to clear the way so we can send people up safely. Because if there's too much space junk there, we can't send people up there because like they could be hit by something.
Yeah.
So like one of the pieces of space junk is a spatula. So someone in the ISS was doing something outside with a spatula, and they let go of it, and it's orbiting around the Earth. But it's orbiting around at like 40,000 meters per second.
What on earth were they making? Moon
I
cakes? Moon
I'm not sure.
cakes? That's my joke for this week. Yep.
Good joke. I'm doing the joke though.
I don't get it.
Like,
Moon
it's
cakes.
in space. Moon.
Is that like a thing?
Just moon cake.
If you said like chocolate cake, I know what chocolate cake is.
Yeah, but he's up in space.
So it's a moon cake.
What's
So
a moon
it's
cake?
Well, it's just a cake,
like a cake.
that you make in the moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tumbleweed. Okay, Ross. Moving on, I'll take over. Andrew, your story.
That's my job. No. The last story we read online this week is Amy.
And it's not a story. So,
Oh.
I'm getting off my phone. So I read this. Okay, thank you. So I read this online, and like, I guess you could discuss the science behind it because Ross can just find convection currents and everything. But I just thought it was quite interesting and just made me think. So I'm going to treat it as a bit of a quiz, okay? So you both know I like crisps a lot. It's my favourite thing. How long does it take for one packet of crisps to decompose?
The packet or the crisps?
No, like the packet, like an empty packet.
Oh, okay.
Just roughly.
So
All right, Davina, come on.
I think they're made with plastic in them, so they look like tin foil, but they're not tin foil. They're
No, but I think they are because we had discussed that they shrink in the microwave, or when you straighten them.
plastic would do that as well.
Oh, well,
Does
Tupperware's don't.
tinfoil shrink?
You shouldn't put tin foil in a microwave.
No.
Okay, but anyway.
This is a hot mess, right? Let's back to.
I go for 500
So-
years.
Just take a guess.
500
It's not
years.
like
I would say 300 years.
okay, so 80. 80 years is like
That's still quite
someone's
a long time.
life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a long time. My next question is: do you know, like, and this is about kind of reusing them into something like very good. But do you know what you could use roughly about 150 of them to do?
I would make a dress, a crisp dress.
Not-
I'm sure people have done that.
Not a suit, Ross, or like a dress. He would make a dress.
But
Category
you
is
couldn't pull off a crisp
flavors.
suit, whereas you could pull off a crisp dress.
Andrew, do you know?
Right, I'm gonna go for play parks bouncy floors. You know that rubber that's on the bouncy
Oh.
floors of a play park?
Yeah, but like crisp packets aren't bouncy.
Yeah, but 100 and how many? 150,000.
50.
Oh, just 150. Oh, right. Oh, okay.
No, just 150.
Oh, a blanket.
Oh, blankets. Okay.
Okay, you're on the right lines. So I thought this was really nice, but there's a company, I think they're down south, and the guy's called the Iron Man. Thought Ross and you might like that. And he is collecting washed crisp packets to turn them into like insulated survival
Oh.
blankets for homeless people.
Oh,
Oh,
So
that is
it will
actually quite
keep
nice.
them. Isn't it really lovely? So
Yeah.
and actually we can put it for all our listeners, but yeah, you can send them, like, as long as you finish the crisps, and then and these are just like normal, like, Walkers, Monster Munch, your McCoys, getting hungry. But as long as you wash them, and then you can post them, and their aim is that are trying to make a lot by like a month, so by the 3rd of December, which I thought was really cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so I didn't know, like, it's amazing that, like, I don't know how they are insulated. So the guy's the Iron Man, so he irons them together. It's like a dry cleaning company, I think.
I was picturing a very different Iron Man there.
Oh, that is cool. Well, with the shiny on the if the packets are shiny on the inside, then
Yeah.
they will reflect the heat back in, a bit like the thermos from the other week.
Oh, so it's like your body heat.
Your body heat would be
That is
reflected
your
back.
body heat that's escaping will then be reflected back.
A bit like
Yeah, and
a bit like the
also-
runners. You know the runners when they have like long distance runners, they get those space blankets.
Yeah. So yeah, it's similar. And I think it keeps them dry as well. Dry and insulated, which
That's
is
good.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no, that's
And I could easily go through 150 crisp packets in a week, so easy.
You could support 4 or 5 homeless
yeah.
people this winter.
But I thought that was, like, it's a really easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Just and, like,
Do they take the big crisp packets? You know, like the big sharing bags.
the picture that they've put up is like your normal crisp packets.
Alright, okay.
That you get, like, a Boots meal deal or whatever. But yeah, I thought that was, because I did actually have another story on penguins. But then I was just scrolling through Facebook, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I really want to. I think that's really
That's
nice. Yeah.
That is cool. It's time for questions from the public.
So, and I'm going to ask you this, and I think this is my favourite question that anyone has ever asked, ever. And I'm just curious to hear your interpretation of it. But are slugs just homeless snails?
Okay. Oh, that's actually quite a good question. So, the answer is kind of yes. Actually, they are. So slugs and snails are they're mollusks, gastropods. The cool thing, obviously, about them is that they live on land, which differentiates them from like the sea slugs and the sea snails. But the only real difference is that snails have the external shell, so your little curly shell. For people at home, I actually just did the action, just in case you want to know what it was. So
He'll TikTok it later.
FaceTime
famous
people
action
can
for
see.
snails.
Yeah. So they've obviously got their external shell, whereas slugs don't have an external shell. They kind of have a tiny little like inside. Let's go for an inside pouch that holds calcium. But one of the benefits of having your snail or your home, essentially in your back, is that snails go into it and can sort of block it off, so that reduces them from what we call desiccating.
Like protection.
Yeah. So it's it stops desiccation, which is the fancy word for drying up or for dry.
Oh.
So yeah. So
It's like the menopause for slugs.
I mean, it wasn't the one I was gonna go for.
That's where I went.
Whereas slugs have a higher risk of desiccating, so not also to be confused with defecating. So desiccating,
Okay.
not defecating, which is
I wish
pooping.
the slugs would all desiccate, because they keep eating all my plants, and they just need to...
You put eggshells down. I know we live together, and I could have
Yeah.
told you that, but you do put eggshells down.
Eggshells
I could
or
do that from the chicks I hatch.
or beer. if you want a slightly like, I think eggshells will maybe keep them away. Beer they'll fall into, and
Oh, that's the little
unfortunately, I
traps you
think
use.
they'll trap. Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's a
sad.
slightly more humane trap. Alcohol, they'll have a great time. Have a great time. Yeah, yeah.
So you mentioned that slugs have a calcium pouch in the middle. Is that a bone? Is
Kind of
that
no. So it's almost as if it's like to generate an internal structure. But it's not anything really that's seen to be more protected. And you'd like to send us a question, then please feel free to drop us an email at ireaditos@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at ireaditos. Please tell everybody about our podcast. Please give us some reviews. We do like to read about them. Please also feel free to just drop us an email just to say hi, or send us a message just to say hi. We kind of like to read those ones too. If you would like to buy us a coffee, please feel free. And our merch store is still there if you'd like to get any gifts for your nights out that you're going to be having soon. Plenty of tote bags there. So thanks, guys, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.